tired of people asking me about arranged marriages. Really? You had an arranged marriage? How does that work? Are you happy? And my answer after 10 years of marriage is, yes, I'm happy. And then the next question comes, so how does this happen? And after changing jobs so many times and having a successful arranged marriage, my answer is, arranged marriage is like getting a job. The only difference is you get to do it one time and you don't want to get fired from it. And I'm sure that all of you have had this question asked to you some point or the other. So I'm going to give you a step-by-step process of how to arrange a marriage. Now, a lot of you might say, oh, I did a love marriage, oh, I'm not into this arranged marriage. But don't you really think that all you simply did was arrange your own marriage? See, in olden times, when children get to a certain age, the parents' vocabulary generally shrinks down to about a dozen words, which always forms one question. When will she get married? Or when will I stop cooking food for this guy? Someone else will come and cook for him. So fear not, take matters in your own hand, or take someone else's matters in your own hand and get to this job hunting. You see, like any job, in arranging a marriage, you also need to go through the same process. You're applying for the position of a spouse. So you start by creating a resume. Resume padding is very, very essential in this field. I have yet to see an honest resume that clearly states short, bald, fat guy. I mean, not that much. And not willing to cook anything at home. So take my advice. When you prepare someone's resume for marriage, glance over the negatives and flaunt the positives. Now it's a different matter as to what is the positive and what is negative. My mother told me to prepare my resume for marriage so she can post it on a website. And when I put national level debater, she crossed it off immediately. Nobody needs to know what they are getting in. Once you have the perfect resume, you advertise. The more places you can put your resume on, the better your chances are to get a phone screen. Now, next we go on to the next stage, which is interviewing. Interviewing generally starts with a phone screen by HR. HR, in this case, are the parents of the prospective spouse and the family. They usually meet with your parents firsthand, and they do background and reference checks. They also provide the job description, the salary of the guy, of course, and the expectations. The management structure, how many in-laws, how many sister-in-laws, mother-in-law, what the expectations are, will they be living together or not? You have a clear idea of what you're getting into. If you are still so inclined and you pass the reference check, you then get to the in-person interview. This is very important. All of you, prepare for your questions beforehand. Too bad there is no guide for the last 5 years question or the next 5 years question like in board exams. So what can you do? You ask your friends, what were the questions asked by your prospective interviewers and what answers did you give? If you don't do this, guess what will happen? The same thing that happened to me. I met a guy for the very first time, and for the lack of any topic, I asked him if this was a new hairstyle or was he losing hair. Needless to say, there was no follow-up interview. Then I met another guy, and for lack of any other topic, he asked me how to implement C pointers in C++. Safe topic, huh? And then, by experience, you learn. But don't make the same mistake as one of my friends did. He asked the girl girl if there were any genetic or mental disorders in her family. That didn't go so well. But take my advice. Find out about all the prospective or probable questions that you're going to be asked and prepare not honest, ideal answers for them. Honesty, marriage, at least not right now. Then when you impress the employer or hiring party the first time, then you get several follow-up interviews. Now make sure you listen more and talk less. You don't want to give an impression that that's how marriage life is going to be. And by listening, you also understand what you're getting into. Having gone through this whole interviewing process, you then get the offers. Hopefully more than one. And now comes the negotiations and due diligence. You have the job structure in your hand. You have the management structure in your hand. You know the leadership opportunities. You know the salary. So now you take out your handy-dandy list of requirements that hopefully you have already prepared and you start checking off. So this is what I did. I took out my big list of requirements and started checking off. Guy A, guy B, guy C. No smoking. Check, check, check. No drinking. Check, check. Oh, this is out. Has most of his original hair still. Check, check. Can lug my heavy luggage on the airport. Check. No. I guess this is the one. Simple. You do want to think about your wants very carefully though. You might think something is a positive, but it may not be. Now you might think this guy goes to Europe for a month every year. How fantastic, I'll get to go. 10 years down the line when you have 2 or 3 direct reports reporting to you, when he goes to Europe, you will be the one stuck dropping them to school and picking them up. Don't think short-term goals. Think long-term growth opportunities and possibilities.